Hello again, whiskey friends. Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to the first Whiskey Wednesday of 2024. We got people coming in already. Thank you so much for joining tonight. Gosh, I saw some people in the chat. People had been in the chat like 12 hours ago. You people are crazy. That's why I love you. So today we are going to kick off 2024, essentially reflecting on 2023. We're going to go through some topics, some questions that we have. If you have questions for us, put them in the chat. And then we'll also be breaking out the whiskey wheel because it has been a couple months since we pulled out the whiskey wheel and let fate decide what we're going to drink tonight. So thank you for joining us today, whiskey friends. Let's kick off the show. Well, without further ado, I'm going to pull Darrell and Kelsey in. Darrell, we'll start with you. What was the best pour you had on New Year's Eve / New Year's Day?
New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. God, I'm trying to backtrack. May have to check like my IG to figure out what I drank. I think. Oh God, what did I pour? I think I poured a 4-gate, and if it was Kelvin. No. Barossa Creek. I poured Barossa Creek and had that and just some whiskey and Coke after that, to be honest. I think I only had like 1 or 2 pours.
Hey, Barossa Creek's a good one, though.
It is a good one. I actually revisited it yesterday.
Man, that makes me think back to Todd's flight, but I'll hold that thought. Let's pull in Kelsey here. Kelsey, same question to you. I gave you a few seconds extra to think about it before I just spring it on you. But favorite pour of New Year's Eve or New Year's Day?
What's up, guys? I was the DD on New Year's Eve, so I didn't drink a whole lot. Trying to think. I probably in turkey for all because I brought those turkeys and I was drinking on that. So I had one of those that night. New Year's Day, pretty sure it was this one right here. Jason's pick. Let me get the fiddly bit turned around. Mash and Journey. 7 years. So, there we go.
There you go.
That was what my favorite New Year's pour was. So we had our bourbon night. Our normal local bourbon night is always on Mondays. There's a group of guys of us that get together every Monday. So that was probably my favorite pour Monday. So
very nice. We had before we cooked dinner, which in retrospect maybe should have been after we cooked dinner. Dana poured us a blind flight, my brother-in-law and I, of anything that was on the bar. She could pick anything. And it ended up being an ECBC single barrel that I gave him for his birthday or the holiday, one of those two. And then the Four Roses, Mash and Journey, a 4-gate, and something else was in there. And to my surprise, the best pour of the weekend was the fresh crack of the 9-year ECBP single barrel. I was even calling it a Knob Creek 15-year single barrel. It had that nuttiness to it.
Yeah.
And it was coming across, and I just couldn't believe that the ECBP would be that good. And then, of course, I was like, darn it, I gave him such a good pick. I should have picked that other bottle. But no, he'll enjoy it. But that was my most surprising pour of the weekend to also be my favorite.
Oh, wow.
Very nice.
All right. Well, Kelsey, why don't you? We got 40 people in here. Why don't you say hi to some people here, and I'll get the.
All right, let's scroll back up here to the top. I didn't get to check on who was in here the very first, but
it wasn't Top Dog. Top Dog
today. Jay Sales. Cheers, buddy.
What's up, John?
Oh, there's Katie. She said, "We're sorry we'll miss it. Happy New Year, everybody." They're traveling still. Top Dog is in here. Thank you, Top Dog. Everybody hit the like button on your way in and grab your favorite pour. Let's go. All right. Tony Bag of Donuts is doing his dry January. Good luck to you, buddy.
There you go.
Roy R. Does Cocktails is in here. Cheers to you. GT Mustang. Tim Cornet. John Cloud. Let's see who else. EJ is in here. All right. Slapshot. Ben Draymond. My boy Jason is in here. Cheers to you, buddy. Ska. Todd Ritter, the executive producer himself, is in here. Shauna Marie D is in here. Gandy Road is in here. Trevor Kunkel. Peter B. Mark is in here. Mark, I did get your stuff sent off to you today. Let's see. Shauna Marie D got to hang out with the Whiskey Saint himself. I saw that. That was a fun group of people getting to hang out. We'll talk about that later, I'm sure. Ricardo is in here. Let's see. JG. JG is in here. Thanks, JG. There's our friend, Miss Dana Wack. I think we're getting close to being caught up. There's Scotty. Scott's in here. Cheers to you, man. Lance is in here. Cheers to you, man.
All right.
Truman. I don't know. Have you guys seen that before?
Hey, cheers.
I'm not sure if
Happy
I've
New
seen
Year,
that
Truman. Welcome to Whiskey
Nice
Friends.
to have you here.
I think it's the first time I've seen his name too.
Henry Turner, already on New Year's Eve. My friends and I hit up 6 1792 bottles. Sweet Wheat, High Rye, 225th, Port Finish, Ridgemont Reserve, and a store pick full proof. Wow, what a lineup.
What was your favorite?
Henry, what was your favorite out of all of
Yeah.
those? Which one won? Which one was your best one? Well, your most favorite one? Let us know in the chat. I'd be interested to hear what you have to say on that.
That one sounds
There's the
good.
party man himself, Doug H. Cheers to you, buddy. There's
Doug.
Major Zero, and that guy just keeps racking up subs. Way to go, man. Congrats.
What's up, buddy?
Paul P is in here. Let's see. Oh, there he is. The man, the myth, the legend himself, Jason C.
Hey, Jason.
What's up, Jay?
Cheers to you, sir. Michael is in here. Cheers to you. Good to have you in here. Joe Dickinson is in here. Renee P is in here. James Lay, cheers to you. There's our friend Marty. Cheers to you, Marty. Haven't seen you in a little while, buddy. Hope you had a great new year. Cheers to you. And there's Ryan Copperwolf. Cheers to you. I didn't forget about yours, Ryan. I am getting your flight out this week. I apologize for the delay. Great Scott is in here. We just keep getting people coming in here, which is awesome. All right, I think we're caught up. Henry says the Port Finish and Ridgemont Reserve took the night.
Nice.
He says we'll revisit the bottles soon. That's awesome. I have not got to try either of those. I've tried everything else that they put out, but those two I have not been able to taste. So
Yeah, I
I'll be
haven't tried
interested to
those
hear.
either.
All right.
But I am a fan of 1792. I like their stuff.
Well, Darrell, I got the banner ready. Why don't you explain the super chats tonight and what we'll give away?
Yeah, so I know we're doing a few flights. We're gonna mix it up a bit though. So Jeff is gonna. How many are you doing, Jeff? Is it just one on your end?
So I'll do the head to head, but I'll put some other
Okay.
treats in there, of course.
So Jeff is gonna get a little wild. So if you guys see my video today, I was comparing ECBP C923. You know, there was a lot of talk with the laser codes producing, slightly different tastes than the whiskey. So I kind of put it to the test and gave my full honest opinion. So Jeff's actually going to pour up a blind today and see if he gets the same winner that I did or if he doesn't. It's all subjective, I guess, to an extent. But the main thing is we're trying to see if it tastes different, right? That's what everybody or a lot of people are saying.
Yeah.
But he's going to put up a blind flight for a lucky winner as well as another flight from his collection. Me and Kelsey are going to do the same. We're going to put up, a couple different flights. Well, we're going to put up a flight each.
I'm gonna do a finished whiskey flight with including this one of my favorites that I was talking about earlier. This is Mash and Journeys. If I can get it to focus.
Your face is in the way. There you go.
There you go. So it's a 7-year Schmoll Roses pick with sherry and dark rum, and then I'm gonna do 3 more 4-gate picks that are finished. So an all 4-gate finished flight to you guys that want to get on some finished whiskey. Telling you, this one is really good. If you like strong finishes on your whiskey, if you're into that, this one right here that I was talking about, the newest one, is something special. It's really, really good. And it's got sherry up front. I would call it the Finnish mullet. Sherry up front and rum in the back. So we'll call it a Finnish mullet for all of you hairstyle people out there. But it should be good. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a 4-gate finished flight.
Nice. And I'm going to do something. I'll do something as well. I don't know if it's going to be finished, guys, but it's definitely going to be some hitter stuff. Those who won some samples from me the past few weeks, just about everything got out besides one for Mr. Big Vic. So be on the lookout.
Yep, and I am in the same boat. Hey, Marty. Cheers, buddy.
Thanks, Marty.
Happy New Year to you, too.
What did I see? Major Zero. Wonder if the loser of C923A laser against B batch. Oh, so. Oh, he's thinking whatever the loser of this C923, if the B would. Now, I think the C923 regardless would beat that B batch. Like, I don't think there's a huge difference in the two, but it was a noticeable difference. So I'm curious to see what this guy gets once he starts blinding them.
Yeah, I'm just rotating him now. So I rotated him. I'm actually going to put him off to the side here. I'm going to let it open up for a solid 20 minutes. Because you said yours were tight. I did just fresh crack this. So I won't let that bias there.
There's no poll needed, J.A. Cells. The Cowboys are going to win. What are you talking about? There's no poll.
Yeah, it's tough. We both have relatively easy matchups, but like we've had some easy ones that we lost to, which is kind of nuts. But as much as I want my Eagles to win, I don't know if Dallas loses against Washington, so it's all right.
Neither one of us are going to the Super Bowl this year. I can tell you that. It doesn't matter.
Any given Sunday. I got faith, man. I'm not giving up.
Oh, shit.
The way that Baltimore beat San Fran, I don't have any faith in them right now. And what they did to Miami, I'll be scared of Baltimore, if anything.
Exactly, Jay. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I unfortunately have to agree with that statement. I know he's an Atlanta fan, but yeah, I love my boys, but man, I wish that they'd get their head out of there. You know what? A lot sooner sometimes. Paul P said something. Thank you so much. Ringing the new year with the flu. Oh no. Makes dry draining really easy so far. Well, definitely get your fluids in if you've got the flu, man. Good gracious. That's awful. That's been going, that and RSV and COVID have all been going around like crazy around here. So
yeah, I can't mess with the flu, man. Give me COVID all the time. Like the one time I got the flu, I was done. Done. Lost. And I'm a skinny man. I lost 10 pounds in 1 week. I couldn't eat. It was the worst.
Jay says, at least you watch actual football during the season. I watch the Falcons. Hey, Jay, by the way, man, I just got this yesterday. Today. Excuse me, today. Great pick, brother. I enjoyed it at Bourbon the Banks. I enjoy it now. So I'm going to get to share some of it with some lucky winners tonight as well. So kudos to you and Hawk. And I know you've got some great picks scheduled for 2024 that I'm looking forward to.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Bourbon School is in here. Yeah. Cheers to you.
Cheers.
Peter B.
Good.
Flu is hitting hard this year. Yeah, it is.
Peter B.
Unfortunately. So, guys, what we're doing tonight is just kind of hanging out and shooting the shit about just stuff that's going on in whiskey. And if you guys have some questions about what's going on in whiskey that you want us to talk about or that you want to talk about, shoot it in the comments. So make sure that you guys let us know what you guys are thinking about this year. I thought this year was relatively good year for some LEs, but overall there was only maybe, I guess one wasn't an LE. One was a regular store pick that Darrell did, but The Michter's 10-year was really, really good.
God, I love that bottle.
And the copper and here's the thing, guys. Like, I can't express to you how rich this 8-year. If you haven't got a chance to taste how rich this 8-year is, man. I'll actually, you know what? I'll put that on there as well. So whoever wins the 4-gate's going to get a sample of the Rails bottle. It's. I mean, I know he's being modest because he picked it, but man, it is. Yes, thank you, Jeff. It is fabulous. It's got an impeccably great nose. And the finish goes on for days. It actually drinks more like a 10-year or older. So
Look, he signed it.
And he's got his signature on it.
Signature
That's
action.
awesome.
Yeah.
Let's hear from the chat about like maybe what some of your guys' favorites from the year. I know Lance looked like he's drinking some old Petoro single barrel, 100% malted rye, 134.4 proof, 130.4, 7 years, store pick in my glass tonight. I don't know that label. Do you guys know that label?
No.
That actually I can picture it in my head.
Petoro. And it's a malted rye.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excuse me.
I don't know that one. Uncorked is in here. Cheers to you, man. Thank you so much.
Cheers, buddy.
Again, if you guys missed and coming in late, we're doing super chats for, the 2 different batches of C923 that everybody's talking about. Darrell's doing a flight. I'm going to do a 4-gate finished flight along with this newest one from Mash and Journey, as well as the Copper and Cask. Darrell's pick that I figure is one of my top 5. So that's a really good one. Let's see. Favorite of 2023 was E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof. So batch 12 impressed you. That's interesting.
I've heard that from a few people. I haven't had that.
I haven't. I have a friend who has one but hadn't opened it yet. So I'm waiting for him to open his so I can try it.
Good.
Always good to compare those to the Stags too. That's what I'm always interested in. Are they almost the same? Are they really noticeably different? I debate it.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like, I can tell you there's a major difference between A, B, and C and Stag Juniors this year. That was a major difference. There was something else somebody else was saying. Let me scroll back up here. Corbin Cash might be his favorite this year for Top Dog. That's a great bottle, and they're doing some really fantastic whiskey stuff. Executive producer says, Todd Ritter says, I just tried Little Book 7 last night. It really surprised me. It did as me as well. I'm not a huge Beam fan, but that one was actually really good. I think the other one that I liked even better than that was the Kentucky Tea Batch. I think that was last year. That was probably my favorite Booker's other than Kentucky Chew. I think I liked it because it's off profile though. So if you mainline Bookers and Beam fans, and you probably didn't like it as much as I did. Blake Benson, cheers to you, buddy. Best bottle of Tribe 23, and it was Michter's 2023, Michter's 2025, or Michter's 25 year. Oh man, you really are putting that out there, Blake. Good gosh, 25 year.
I thought you had this. So I thought you tasted it. Correct me if I'm wrong, Blake, but I thought you had the celebration. So if that was the case, is a 25 better? Because I thought I seen pictures of you drinking that instead of a 25, but I may be wrong.
Phew.
JSL says he's about to crack the 8-year cast strength malted rye from New Riff. Man, that's a really good bottle. I will tell you this: give it some airtime. It's really tight off of the fresh crack, and it gets way better with air past the shoulder.
Yeah, that bottle is delicious.
Let's see.
Well, what do you guys say to a wheel spin?
Heck yeah, let's do it.
Let's see. I need to pour something here. I'm sure other people agree. It's been a while.
Oh, nice. EC barrel proof pick from Minnesota and Four Roses is OESO. A lot of people like the OESO. That's not surprising.
All right. We got
Kelsey's
Wild
favorite.
Turkey.
All right. I've already got one poured. Right here.
There you go.
That was
oh, yeah. That was your 2019 pour.
Yeah, Todd, executive producer, sent me a 2019 Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit Rickhouse F 3G. And man, this thing I love it. It's fun. It's It's real bright and forward. It's not the typical, always bringing out the end turkey for all. I see it.
Oh yeah, gotta support Kelsey here.
Best tater sticker of the year award goes to and turkey for all. That's all Jason's magic right there.
Arm's length away, so I can actually do that too.
Oh, I see Tyler's in.
Cheers, Tyler.
Found North Second Summit. Oh, we were talking about that, Tyler. Or the Shanks. Haven't had a chance to try the Mixers 10 yet. Oh, man, that Mixers 10 is good.
That Shanks is really good this year, man. I was really impressed with it. I'm not typically a fan of the Shanks the last few years, but this one was really good. Lance is in for 4. Cheers to you, buddy.
All right. Cheers, Lance. I got something on the way to you too, Lance. That just went out today.
Your single barrel 10. Yeah. Everybody, another question I had, I need to, maybe Darrell can help me. I have an A batch versus a C batch on the Michter's 10. We'll see what the difference is between those two as well.
Are they both open? Well, is the C open?
No, I don't have a C. Don't you have a C?
Oh no, I think mine's is like an E now or something.
You said E the other day, Darrell.
E? Okay. Well, I just want to see what the difference is between the A batch because everybody's saying the A batch is the best one. So,
now we got to get into all the batches and hunt the particular batches. I mean, that happened with Russell 13. People were looking at the laser codes at Russell 13.
Cheers to you, buddy. I haven't seen you in a while. It's my fault. I've been super busy with the job and hadn't been able to jump on a bunch of lives in a while. So good to see you, buddy.
Yeah. And Cheech, I got a little something coming to you too. So keep an eye out.
Uh-oh.
I had a bit too much fun.
God, it's crazy how different these Russells are, just being that they're from different warehouse, man. Like my Camp Nelson is just so bright and sweet, like almost like juicy fruit, and this is just as dark as it gets. Like compared to that, it's pretty nuts.
Yep, I totally agree. That was one of the reasons I liked it so much. That and the finish on it. The finish on that particular one goes on for days. Let's see. EJ's was the Octomore 13.1, which would put me in the hospital. I am allergic to peat, but hey, I'm glad somebody's drinking it and liking it. That's awesome. Those are not easy bottles to find and not very cheap either for that age.
What is that thing that you do when, like, I don't know, when you're allergic to something or it's a poison and you just douse yourself a little bit more every day? You know, I wonder if that could
I don't know.
over your peat head. You know, just put a little drop on your tongue when you wake up, you know.
Snake venom. Inject yourself a little bit every day.
Just a little bit every day.
Like with snake venom, you take just a little bit so that you grow an immunity to it. I don't know.
Build up that peat tolerance.
I don't know if I can handle it. I don't think I would like to build immunity to peat. I don't prefer it.
I'd just rather not taste it.
Prescription Bourbon is in the house. Cheers to you.
Hey, cheers
to you in here. Truman says, didn't Wesley and Princess Bride do that with Locaine or what it was, the poison?
Oh,
yeah, something like that. Yeah, exactly.
As you wish.
Donald Rance is in here.
Peated whiskey is life. For some, it may bring death for others.
We are witness to it. He looks like your icon, Donald, when he drinks peated whiskey. We've seen it.
It was bad. I didn't know it. And then Jeff tried to kill me by sending me some super peated whiskey, and it was not, my body just did not have a good response to that.
Yeah, that wasn't that
just
good.
Not agree with my plan to take a little drop of alcohol every morning. Oh, here we go. Dana's going to bring her nurse terms to it.
Exposure therapy.
Exposure therapy. That's what she's done with Jeff. She's had a little bit of Jeff every morning, and
the tolerance builds up.
The tolerance builds up so that she can.
You joke, but that's probably the truth.
No, it's not. You guys love each other so much. It's awesome to see them together. They're fun together. I got to hang out with Dana for the first time in October, and it was a blast getting to meet her. Let's see who else. Let's see what Donald said. Smoke decomposing vegetable matter makes everything better.
God, no.
When you say it like that, I don't know how anyone can resist it.
Right? Okay, John Cloud is in. He says, just pour 2017 Kentucky Spirit sample I got from Kelsey. Nice. I hope you like it. That was the Fantail I sent you too. So that's a little bit of a dusty one too. It's fun. I like that one.
All right. What's the official term for a dusty? Is it like 5 years, 6 years, anything over 5 years? What is kind of like the
like really true dusties is typically when
80s.
most people is like anything lower than 90 or lower, typically like pre-90.
Sounds about right. I seen something. Who hasn't had a little bit of
JG, what happens in a pool stays in a pool.
Let's see. Troy from Baker Drinks. Cheers, man. Hope you all are having a great year so far. Hope you are too, buddy. Good to see you in here.
3 days in. It's not too bad as of yet. But what's everybody drinking? We landed on wild turkey. I got a little bit left. Anybody pour any turkey with us? Curious what you guys are drinking if you did.
If Kelsey, at this point, with all of these Russell picks and you've been exploring all these, the Rick Houses and the Tyrones and everything else, I mean, what are you gravitating for? What's the noticeable differences? I'm always curious about that now. Like, it's almost turning into like a Four Roses like experience, I feel like, where everyone's trying to hunt down these warehouses.
So Jason's a bigger turkey head than me, but my little dabble into it so far has been that there are certain warehouses that lean more towards my profile. So K's, M's, Q's, and then pretty much anything out of Tyrone that comes out has been really like on profile for me. Camp Nelson Camp Nelson, typically on those sides of things, I like them, but they're a little bit more bright and forward and more on the juicy fruit side of things. This one Todd got me for Christmas was a Tyrone B, and it's dark and it's tobacco notes. And so I think as you explore, you find what warehouses you really like. I mean, it's ridiculous how many I have right now. From different ones. I think I've got 7 open and probably another 9 unopened.
Jeez.
Just different warehouses and picks. So
different ones.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, that's the fun part about whiskey too, is your palate changes, right? So the stuff that I used to drink when I first got into bourbon it's not necessarily my profile anymore. The things that I chased hard when I first got into bourbon. Here's a good question. What was one of the main distilleries that you guys chased when you first started? Chat as well, that you guys chased when you first started drinking bourbon that you go back to now and you think, well, that was good, but it wasn't like as incredible as I thought or remembered it being. What about you, Jeff?
Oh, shoot.
You know, I got on a kick for a little bit. Party Source was coming out with Jefferson Ocean's single barrels. Some of them were cast strength, some of them weren't. But I just remember just loving those things and just buying them. And they were like $80. And I'd be like, oh, this is a good value. And I would just get into Jefferson's Ocean's 2017 era, I would say. Whereas now I kind of drink it and I'm like, oh, it's not what I remember. But I don't, I have to go back to one of the things that I got in my library of sample bottles to be like, no, batch 15 was legit. You were right, Jeff. Barrel 15 was where it was at. Something like that. I don't know.
That's fun. What about you, Darrell?
That's interesting for me because I'm fairly new to it, like only like 3 years in. When I found something that I liked, it was pretty much Heaven Hill, so I wasn't really like prior to like really drinking stuff neat. Like it was mainly just whiskeys and Cokes, right? So I can say I bought like a lot of Crown in the beginning and I had some of that straight. I don't really gravitate towards that straight now. It's still in a mixer. So that would probably be the answer. But like when I found Heaven Hill, like it's still my favorite distillery. I haven't shied away from that. Like I really didn't get into a distillery early and be like, it's not so much my liking now. I can't really think of one. Like some of Buffalo Trace's lower end products, the hype was there. Then I was like, it's not. What was the first one? The Weller Special Reserve. I tasted first, and I was just like, oh, it's okay. So I wasn't really like diving there until I got Stag Junior, and I was like, oh, okay, this is what they could taste like.
Yeah.
But, I don't really have one that I just really don't gravitate towards now. High West kind of did that.
Yeah.
Had one good one.
I can see that too.
I kind of peeled away from there, so I don't really grab High West anymore.
See, Ben Drammond says ECBP. I agree with that.
Cheers, Gandy Road. I highlighted
from Bailey's Fireball. I don't think I ever drank those ever. Let's see. A Treated Life says I used to really like Irish, specifically Jameson. Almost never drink it anymore. He's Toshibe. Cheers to you, man. Hope you had a great holiday as well. So the question is, guys, what were some of the distilleries or bottles that you first chased after or really impressed you at first when you first got into bourbon and you now go back to and are not quite as impressed or maybe don't even drink it anymore? Toshi Bake said he really liked your video, Jeff, your top video. Darrell and I will be doing ours. I drank Knob Creek Stir Picks and wish I could still get them. And James E. Pepper, Stags everywhere. I miss those days. OSC, they are all long gone. Yeah, here's the thing. I will say about, like, for me, Buffalo Trace was a big one for me. I used to chase it anything I get my hands on. And then as I started to taste them, I realized they're in and of themselves, they're good whiskeys, but they just don't stand up to like great whiskeys. As you drink. And then here's the other thing. I could spend $900 to get a GTS on secondary, or I could go get a really good pirate bottle of ECBP for $550 or $600 if I'm going to spend the money. And that blows that stuff out of the water. I mean, it's crazy. You start finding some of these older whiskeys too that kind of have some different experiences for you that you're not getting to drink all the time. So,
or you can just keep hunting Russell picks for $80 to $90.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like that's it, to me, the ECBP picks and then the Russell's picks are a lot of fun. Marty says it was Ardbeg for him. Christine Vasco says High West was my favorite, but it's been a minute since I wanted a High West rye. Yeah. And here's the thing about High West. Like, it seems like they try to get more and more limited as their juice gets younger and younger. So it's kind of like they started with a little bit older whiskey and got everybody hooked. And now their prices are going up and their whiskey age is going down. It kind of creates an interesting dynamic for sure.
But now the whiskey age is going back up again. Their own distillate's getting up there now. It's not even an excuse anymore. It's not as good as the MGP was originally. That's always that hard game to play that switcheroo. It's almost impossible.
It is.
Brands to do it.
I think Smoke Wagon is another example of that. Like, I love Aaron. I love that he's transparent in what he's doing with the brand. He just came back out with some 6-year single barrels that they're trying to sell for $200, and I'm like, 6-year MGP for $200 versus an 8-year, 9-year, 10-year for $90. I just have a real problem with that. And trust me, I've got a 12-year single barrel right up there, and I love it, but it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same type of profile. It's not going to be the same type of experience. So
that's got birthday sentimental value,
Yeah, exactly. Keith Thompson says, remember my first drink of E.H. Taylor Small Batch, 1920 and Eagle Rare. I thought they were so amazing. I will say 2 of those still taste pretty damn good to me. The 1920 and the Eagle Rare still taste pretty damn good to me. The small batches can really vary a whole lot. Thrasher says used to chase smoke wagon all over the place, not so much now. Again, another example is what I was just talking about. See, Russell's picks suck. Stop talking about them.
Well, this came up recently. We were talking about it in the context of a rare breed, but as you kind of float around this topic, Kelsey, it's like there are almost fashion trends in whiskey, and brands do come and they do go, and you kind of stay up with the fashions, and you kind of navigate year to year to different brands, and you don't even really realize you're doing it until all of a sudden you're 3-4 years away from it. And you're like, oh yeah, I used to hunt those smoke wagons. I just haven't thought about it for a while. But it's just not the in anymore, or eventually you just gravitate to other things. Either the value is there, or availability, or something changed your habit. You stop chasing it and just move on to other stuff.
Yeah, and that's the thing is your palate's gonna constantly, if you're constantly drinking whiskey all the time, trying new things, your palate's gonna expand. It's gonna change. It's gonna be always gonna be a lane that you're in per se for your palate. But all three of us within this last year really got our palates expanded a whole lot, I feel like, for craft whiskey and tasting some of these great craft whiskeys that Todd brought to us, whether it be bourbon or rye. It was eye-opening for me on some of these. Hard Truth comes to mind, real upfront for this year. I think for these guys too, man, they got to do a pick. What are some other ones that you guys think craft-wise that stuck out to you guys?
Did you say the Still Austin? I mean, that one.
Yeah, Still Austin too.
Still Austin sticks out to me. Gosh, I think that's probably
killer. Like I think I labeled half the stuff he sent me, but literally every distillery he sent, I think was freaking really good whiskey. Like there was only one bottle out of the 10 or 12, I think, that we tasted that I was just like, it was a rye too. It was just a little piney. Other than that, all 11 bottles from all those different craft distilleries, I would have loved to have a bottle of.
Agreed.
And they're so young too. Like I'm just excited about what those brands have to offer later. When I think about last year, we loved the Lucky 7 14-year proprietors, and we got to try a 15-year earlier in the year, but it was okay compared to what we had last year. And now it's gone. It's not even in our, it's nowhere on my list for 2023 almost. Like it's just gone. You just don't talk about it. They ran out of those barrels and it's over. Whereas Still Austin, Hard Truth, we get to see them keep evolving. And gosh, I hope they follow through on the promise that they're showing us. Jeez.
Agreed. Marty, yes. John J. Connolly rye. You're not supposed to tell anybody about that, Marty. Stop putting that up. Nobody needs to find that out. No, but it really was a great rye. That's probably, you're right. That's one that flew under the radar, way under the radar for me when you sent that in blind, and then having a bottle of it and going back to it, I was like, damn, for $40, under $50. I mean, that's a great rye whiskey that I would go back to on a regular basis. Any type of comments that you guys have in regards or questions that you guys think about for this whiskey year?
Yeah. Let's hear it from the chat. And while we're getting into that, let's figure out what the next pour is. Though I am going to start the blind flight too. It's been sitting out for 20 minutes.
All right.
My anticipation can only hold for so long. Oh, you said Buffalo Trace.
Oh,
Buffalo
all right.
Trace pops up. Return to your roots, Kelsey. Return to your roots. Get that Buffalo Trace picks out.
I got a demon running around.
Oh, there you go. Got the Weller.
I need a bottle, baby.
That was fun re-exploring Weller 12 without any, I don't know, trepidation on price. I did enjoy that.
It was, it's a solid. I remember like when I tried it again, I was like very underwhelmed the first time I tried it, and then tried it again this past year, and I was like, you know what? That's actually pretty good, and it's really good for the price point that it is. So,
at least that it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope, one of the other ones.
So
that one. Okay. One here. I got my half dressed demon over here picking my pour.
Kira, I love your hair, baby girl. I love it.
He said he loves your hair. You want to say hi really quick? She's like, goofball. Her hair's halfway done. It's like how she woke up out of bed.
Oh man, the dwindling stag collection here.
Yeah. I finished
can't
9 of
believe
them
it,
in
Darrell.
December.
I know that. Look at that back shelf. I mean, look at that top shelf of Darrell's bar.
So
It's
I
like,
think what happened is his went down, mine went up.
Yours went up. Man, your area. I can't believe you can find these things. It's so crazy to me.
It's nuts, man. I don't know. I just get it while I can, you know. I've learned that lesson.
Initial impressions off the nose. Left hand. No, that's my right hand. Right hand is fruitier. Left hand's oakier.
You said right hand what?
Right hand's a bit fruitier, a bit brighter. Left hand's oakier.
Oakier, okay. Grandma's sleeping.
So as you guys are getting into this tasting notes, just a reminder, everybody, we are doing blind flight giveaways tonight for Super Chats. Jeff is doing the blind right now, which is the C923 battle, the A laser code versus another laser code, to see if there's actually truly a difference between the two.
Now, I just fresh cracked these, so I'll let this one sit out a bit before I do pour any samples from it, because I want to take away any people's impressions of it being, only better because it was opened or not opened or what.
Right.
We'll get these equal.
Then I'm doing a 4-gate, or actually just a finished whiskey, but all of them. This is the newest one from Mash and Journey. I'm going to do 3 other 4-gate finished picks, and then the Copper and Cask pick that Darrell did that's absolutely killer this year. So
I wish they had more barrels of that stuff, man. I could have easily got a barrel too if they did. That stuff from Florida, man. MGP agent Florida does some crazy stuff. Crazy stuff.
I mean, to me, I liked either of the batches of this year, the Laser Code A or whatever. I think they're both solid picks if you can get them. Get them.
Or the Elijah he's talking about. I missed the.
Yeah, it's the 23 C923 A laser code for secondary.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what they're going for on secondary. I would say I wouldn't pay over 130. And that's just because it's a 13-year, just going $10 a year. So that's up to you.
Yeah, I've seen them upwards to 160-ish now.
I tell you, one that really shot up a whole lot was the Michter's 10-year.
Oh
like,
my God.
Mine, it was it was right at 300, a little under 300. Now they're well over $450.
Yeah, 475, almost for the main batches. You'll see any other batch like at 350, 375. Granted, I haven't had them. Like, I wish I had a sample of A through E, right, to really know if A is that much better. I know A is way better than my E, but the E is still really good. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, well, not really the Elijah, because it's a way bigger difference with these two, but I haven't had B, C, D to even kind of judge it against the A,
Yep. I'm still digging the old Weller Antique 107. Oh, shit, I forgot to tell you guys. So the other night, I take that back. The best pour that I had was a 1980 Gold Vein Weller 107.
Oh, I seen that picture.
Oh, that's right. You took that picture.
Oh, dude. Now, here's something that tastes old. That was a 7-year, and it tasted like 12 plus. It had so much oak on it. It was so good.
That was a
ridiculously good pour. I forgot about that one. It made me think when I said that. So,
oh, damn.
So, Kara, see if I can find that.
She grabbed the Stag 7. Man. And I forgot how good like the earlier batches were from these, man. Like this thing's almost gone. But damn, I haven't drank Stag in a while. But besides this month or last month. Yeah, look at that bottle. Those things go for some money too. Sheesh.
Yeah, a buddy of mine scored it from a friend of his in South Carolina, and he got it for really good price. And anyway, he said, well, we're going to open it. We're going to drink it. So
Nice.
Mark's in, the winner himself.
What the
My
heck?
goodness, how many times have you won? I know he's won twice in at least the last 4 weeks.
He's killing it.
Oh my gosh, Mark is on a hot streak. And everybody, we'll keep this going until about 8:55. But yes, Mark, oh my gosh. Let's see.
Oh,
I
man.
typed Mark's name quite a bit.
Okay,
Oh my God, these are
here's-
noticeably different, guys. Like, kind of like, I don't know. This is actually, I'm surprised on the taste. The left hand comes across, the left hand, which I actually like the nose on the taste comes off as very tannic on the back end.
That was the beginning of my video. The first
I'm very,
was that.
I'm very, very surprised.
I wonder if that's well, you watch mine, but I'm wondering if it's the same bottle that did it to me.
Yeah, the right hand does come across as better. I'll let these open up a bit more. I let it sit out there for 20 minutes, so
Yeah, that's
so I try to give it the fairest shot I could.
So
But they are different. I guess that's it. I don't care which one's better or worse, but they are different. That's totally interesting. If we think about any of these batch products, then if we're doing it this way, it's so interesting. Like, I feel like people are, some people don't like putting single barrels into their lists because they're like, oh, well, people can't taste the same thing. And now we're like doing this to batches. And I'm like, oh gosh, we aren't tasting the same thing again.
Richie.
Oh, Richie Z, the legend.
All
Cheers
right,
to you, buddy.
Ryan's in. I'll get Ryan in there.
Oh, I appreciate that, Ryan.
Here's another question for everybody in the chat as well. Most disappointing whiskey of 2023 that you tasted?
What the heck?
That's a tough one.
I'd go Voyage. I'd go Wild Turkey Voyage. I
Okay.
think that still sits there for me. You know, I went back and forth on it. The first time I liked it, the first time I tried it, I was really disappointed. It started circling back around again when I got to the neck, and I was like, maybe I prejudged it. And then I went back to it recently, and I was like, nope, just don't like it. And it was, $275.
My wife bought me that bottle for Christmas. I cracked it on maybe the next day or Christmas, and I thought it was all right, but she was asking me today, she's like, do you not like my bottle? You're not drinking. I was like, I have too much stuff. Like, I can't just drink that one anyway. But I did enjoy it. I wouldn't say I disliked it, but I didn't pull the trigger originally on it when it came out. Like, I passed up on it. And she ended up buying it for me, which is pretty funny.
JSL's most of a squeak for me. Shelfers, Buffalo Trace.
I gotta skim.
Oh, Marty, I am right there with you. 2022 Castle and Key Batch 1 was so bad.
Yeah. Wasn't that the stuff we tasted last year in Kentucky?
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
God, what was really bad?
Hey, Mr. Jiggs is in.
See, I try not to
Jiggs?
buy bad whiskey. That's my problem. I get heads up from somebody prior to me typically.
I didn't even get Remus 7 this year, if that tells you anything. I don't know. I didn't taste it, but after last year's, I was like, I don't think I want to spend the money this year.
It's right in line with last year, too. I mean, I blinded those back and forth. One night 6-1, one night 7-1. But that means that no one wins. It's kind of how I walked away.
I think they're good. It's just batch 5 was just so damn good. You know what I mean? So it's tough comparing after that. You're like, oh, this one's not as good, obviously. Oh, this one isn't. But I think it's still good whiskey, for what it is. But yeah, that batch 5, though, Remus 5 is just silly.
Yeah, I guess there's two ways to look at the disappointing whiskey. It's similar to this comment: disappointing for the price paid, or just
disappointed.
Just didn't like it. Yeah, just didn't like it. That's kind of two different things.
I think my biggest disappointment this year was I had it in my head, now I lost it. Oh man, I'll come back to that one because I totally forgot what I was going to say. Booker's Apprentice.
Booker's Apprentice?
Jeez, Pete.
Mr. Jiggs. Okay. I haven't had that one. I got the Storyteller one, I think. Whichever batch that was from this year.
I have to agree with Mr. Benson on this one. I got a sample of the birthday bourbon, and that thing was like drinking water. It was so thin and unimpressive. That was very much a letdown. That's a good call out on that one.
So,
Jason, that was horrible, buddy. I'm sorry.
oh gosh, I've had a sample of that.
Oh,
That's
dude,
a very
it was
interesting
bad.
pour.
Ugh. What were
I
you
mean, I
saying
haven't
about
had a
the
Garrison Brothers I like, so that's not going to be in my wish list anyway. I mean, still Austin's my favorite Texas whiskey. Other than the Iron Root, they had the Iron Root ones that were mixed with MGP too. St. Alley's, I think it was.
St. Alley's, yeah.
Vic gave me some samples. Now I did like those.
Yeah, I did too. The one I was thinking of originally was the Parker's. The Parker's Heritage Rye this year was a big letdown for me. It scored very bad comparatively for L&L. He just scored a 78. It wasn't necessarily a bad whiskey. It just was the biggest letdown for the price point. I mean, $180, something like that I paid for it, and just not a good bottle in my opinion. So
You were saying something, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's more of the experience, but for the price and label, I just expected more. Yeah.
What were you saying about the finish, Chef?
There's no way the left hand is what I'm used to. So this is it finishes tannic. They finish differently. So they kind of have the same mid palate, and then right at the finish, one of them goes tannic and the other one goes sweeter with some fruits and sweeter with some sweet oak. The tannic one though is driving me nuts. I actually don't like it. And that's what's really kind of freaking me out about this experience here, that I guess two other people will get to have. I don't like one of these and I like one of these. And now I'm going to be disappointed in myself if the one I don't like after making these statements is the one that's in my top five. So I guess I'm on a limb there, but it is noticeably different. It is noticeably different.
That's how I felt when I did it. Like, not as drastic because I still enjoyed both. But like I said, the finish for one of them was just way better. Then one came across almost like a store pick. It kind of just tasted a little young. And what's odd is the one that I had open and I loved it, but it just never came across like that. And it was odd. It was weird. But yeah, I'm curious for your reveal.
Interesting. This is an interesting. Thomas Snyder, the most disappointing bottle is 48 Kelvin 5. It's a good whiskey, but after 1 through 4, 5 didn't compare well to the previous releases. That's the first time I've heard somebody say something like that about the 5.
Now I put the 5. I think I ended up having it at an 88 at the end. I think Darrell, you had it around like an 85, if I'm remembering right. Kelsey, I can't remember where your score was, but we're all around.
It was right around that. For me.
Now, the 5 didn't win that blind that we did, and it probably would score the lowest if we actually scored the other ones and took the time to do so, which, yeah, maybe that's the thing to do someday.
Do 1 through 5? We did 5.
We did, and 5 came 5th on that one, but I still individually scored it.
Okay, for you. All
good.
Right, yeah, mine was the lower proof one that came in last. I think it was batch 4. I believe. I actually agreed to Kelvin 5. Me did or 4.
Oh, didn't hit this year. Kelvin 60 was a win. Agreed. I think the Kelvin 60 is a way better release than 5 was, but I wasn't disappointed in 5. But
I may be the opposite. I think I don't know. I would have to actually. I can't really blind them because I'll know what's what. But I think I preferred the experience on the Kelvin 5 versus the 60.
I was the other way around. I preferred the experience on the 60, but that could have been because of where we had it. There was an emotional connection with that.
Yeah, that was a good place to have that pour.
So,
all right, I got a reveal here.
Yeah.
I like my right hand. The left hand, I'm really kind of freaked out by, and I don't know. I didn't expect him to be this different, I guess. So it's going to be interesting to give this to 2 other people and let them do the same thing. And they're not even going to know until they open my sheet and all that, because I'll make it. I'll even use tan glasses and everything. But but I like the right hand. The left hand has a weird tannic finish. So, yeah.
So I definitely got the tannic finish on one. What it's not.
Yeah, this camera won't focus.
There we go.
There we go.
That's the A.
All right. So this is the one I like.
They're both, yeah. Okay.
And then this is the one that was weird. So A22 was weird to me.
Yeah. And that's the same note I got as soon as I tasted it in my video. Like, it just tasted younger. I got like a weird, and it's crazy because I love the bottle. But when I tasted it, it just came across completely different on the nose and palate, like similar. But like I said, that finish like you got is just way better on the 333 batch. Like it doesn't let up versus that one just being a little off. But that was all I known prior, right? Like, because that was the first time I tasted anything different. So I still enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't expecting this one to be better, in my opinion. In your opinion, I guess, too, as well now. But
I'm troubled by this. I'm going to send it to Kelsey, too. That way, Kelsey, you don't have to open yours to figure it out. I'll send it to you.
I got the original batch. I just need the one that's new.
So then the A22 we got from the distillery. The A23 you gave me from Arkansas.
Yeah. I didn't get one at the distillery, though.
So, all right, this is coming your way, too.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, that's incredible.
Guys, we're going to shut down Super Chats now. We're getting close to 3 minutes still. I did want to say, go back up here to Jay's comment about the Kelvin 60. Jason, I have to say this is my favorite. not to brown nose, but this really is my favorite.
You suck up.
It is.
All right. Give me one quick second here. I'm going to do a quick spot check on my entries, and then I'll spin this wheel. But I always like giving it that quick double check since StreamYard's real nice and giving me all these starred posts.
No, you're good.
All right. Looking good. Got some legendary names in here. Thank you so much, everybody, for all the contributions today and always. All right. Let's share the screen. We are good.
Is it like 10 versus 9.5 or 10 versus 8? Keith Thompson. I think he's asking about your experience, but we'll spin this a few times.
Houdini, please. Thank you. I'll take a Houdini.
That's what I.
So I'm going to give two people the opportunity to get this head-to-head here. So you can experience it, but if you win it, you have to report back on what the winner is and be honest about it. This is what's going to be the fun thing. Now we got to pass this all around and see if other people
get a spreadsheet of everybody's.
Yeah.
Well, of course we are.
Of course I'm going to do that. Yeah.
Put Big Vic in for one. Big Vic in for one.
Big Vic. All
yeah.
Right. Last minute entry. Got it in there. Whoop! I spun it on accident.
Hey,
no randomizing.
It's already random.
There's one of the winners there, Marty. Hey, the yellow strip one, man. Right. The one yellow strip. All right, Marty. When you get this, we need to hear about the results. We're gonna talk about it. All right. So I'm gonna do remove that. I'm gonna randomize once. I'm gonna do it again, and this will be the second ECBP winner.
Nice.
And Doug H.
All
right, Doug.
Where that guy wins every time he enters.
Now, Doug, you have to share these and then tell me what both of your winners are between you and Fred. See? Yeah. Now I'm going to get sample size up to 5, 6 after we get Kelsey, and then we got Cam in there too.
I think Jason's doing it tonight too.
Oh, man. Jeez, Jason. I just can't wait. Now I'm just totally intrigued. If I didn't have to go to bed, I'd probably catch up with you later on this subject. All right.
Major Zero on there. You want to just double check your box?
Major Zero?
Yeah. Oh,
he's
there.
He's right there.
There he goes. Okay.
I double checked all of them against the super chat since it gives us all the stars there. But appreciate the heads up there. Want to make sure everyone sees themselves. All right. So, Kelsey, you said the 4-gate flight.
4-gate flight along with a copper and cask finished 8-year
All
MGP.
right.
EJ saying rig seems to work. All right, let's see if it works.
Ooh, Paul P.
Oh, Paul P. All right.
All right. Congratulations, Paul.
It will be a fun flight, Paul. I promise you.
And then Darrell, give us a recap of what you said.
Mine's just going to be a secret for now. I'm going to put something together pretty good. Like, I haven't sent any bad whiskey out yet for everybody that's got some stuff. So it's just tough trying to think on the fly. Like, I got a bunch of themes in my head, but it'll definitely be something good.
All right. Winner of the Darrell flight
is...
I think it's John again. John Bob.
Nice.
He just said I haven't won in a while, so that sounds pretty good.
His name came up, and man, I think this might be the first night in a while that neither Top Dog or Mark came up.
I know, right?
We see their names so often. But thank you, everybody, for helping us out here and the contributions tonight. We will keep sharing some good whiskey, having some fun with it.
Absolutely. I'm trying to remember what Jay said he was doing tonight. Isn't he Blendageddon tonight?
I believe it's, he's starting with maybe the ECBP blind, from what I remember, then going into Blendageddon.
Okay. I'm checking here. So it's the bourbon conspiracies. That's what he says.
It may not be a conspiracy after you taste it, buddy.
Yeah, I hope this face lights up the way mine did. I don't know. That note on that finish is interesting.
It'll be interesting to see what he thinks about it for sure. So you guys make sure after you leave here to go over there. So,
and that's funny, right? You fresh cracked the batch that I had open, right? And mine's been open for a couple weeks, and I still got that tannicky, like, younger note. And you still got it on the fresh crack. So I imagine it probably hasn't fluctuated much in terms of, nose and taste.
The note that I'm getting is almost similar to those spiral cut barrels. That's the weird part of it. It's like the amount of like just char and ash that's in this pour compared to others is just a bit different. I don't know.
I don't remember seeing that name, but cheers to you, Tylese.
Hey, cheers, buddy.
Cheers, man. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us.
Well, we've talked a lot about 2023. At the end, when it's all said and done, we're leaving 2023 in the past. What is your favorite memory of 2023 that you're leaving behind? I know we hit up a little bit on this last week, but I think it's a fun thing to close the show with. So why don't we go around in the circle there and tell everybody thanks for joining. Yeah, Terrell, let me start with you.
For me, favorite memory of 2023 was Bourbon on the Banks, dude. As much fun as I had at Pours in a Park hanging with everybody, Bourbon on the Banks was just a lot more intimate. It was a smaller group, all condensed into like one area for the most part, doing everything together, cooking, eating, laughing, having crazy laughs. Like, everything about that trip is what I love about the whole community. Like, it was just absolutely ridiculous, man.
Same for me. Like, that's I can't express to you, like, even before the trip started, I knew it was going to be an epic time because it was us getting together. It was so much fun. And it was, like you said, Darrell, I think my face hurt from laughing as much. And it did. Like, there were so many times that were just a blast. And then there were also really cool times of meeting new people that you see on the screen, but you've never met, like Chad and Sarah, Mark Carter. I got to meet Chris Ludwig and hang out with him. I got to see Blake Benson again. That was always a highlight for me, getting to hang out with Blake. So,
should I see? Yeah, I can't forget that too.
And
John put the whole fundraiser up. Like, I don't know why, like, it would slip my mind, but it was just, I guess, more of the actually that was a happy memory too. But more
the way I phrase the question though makes it.
Yeah,
that doesn't make that one pop. I understand that. That's a different context.
Definitely, I can't forget about that, guys. You guys are absolutely ridiculous for that.
Blake was going to come unglued and go after. That's the first time I've ever seen him like that. I thought he was going to go after those people.
Well, you guys are getting sentimental. I'm just going to go with hanging out with Christine and JG at a pool that I then took home, bleached, and let my kids play in. So that's what I'm going to go with for 2023. The bleach was very important in that equation.
Oh, man. Good times, good times.
But everybody, thank you so much for joining us on the first Whiskey Wednesday of 2024. We are now going to get hard at work plotting the first quarter here of 2024, bringing on new guests, thinking about new games, and getting our tournament of all of our favorite bottles. So as we come out with these top 10 lists and top 20 lists and what we're doing to kind of wrap up the year, we're going to pit all of these bottles against each other and come up with one winner between the three of us. We all have different tastes. We'll see where that lands.
Yes, sir.
Sounds good.
But everybody go head over to the Mash and Drum and check out Jason, and we'll catch you next week right here. Same bat time, same bat channel. Goodbye, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, everybody.
Jeff, just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you say hello again. Oh, Jeffrey, you should just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you say hello again. Oh, Jeffrey, you should just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you